In this video, we're going to look at the examples in the section 10-4 slides, and the first one is this. Two dry cells connected in series have a total internal resistance of 0.09 ohms. The difference between the internal resistances of the individual dry cells is 0.03 ohms. So how much is each internal resistance? So we start with the knowledge that when we add together the internal resistances, we get 0.09 ohms, and when we subtract their resistances, we get 0.03 ohms. That gives us these equations. We'll let the resistance of the first dry cell be X, and the second dry cell will have resistance Y. So X plus Y equals 0.09. And X minus Y equals 0.03. Therefore, if we just add these two equations, I get 2X equals 0.12 ohms. I divide both sides by 2 to get X is 0.06 ohms. Now I can plug this into either of my equations and get the solution for Y. I'll use the first one, 0.06 ohms plus Y equals 0.09 ohms. So if I subtract 0.06 from both sides, I get the value for Y. Y equals 0.03 ohms. There we go. We found the resistances for both of these dry cells. Going back to our slides. Hitting the wrong button, then going back to our slides. In our next question, a tank holds a solution that is 10% herbicide. Another tank holds a solution that is 50% herbicide. If a farmer wants to mix the two solutions to get 200 gallons of a solution that is 25% herbicide, how many gallons of each solution should be mixed? So, we know from this that we're going to add two values together that are a total of 200 gallons. So that's X plus Y, and we'll let X be the amount of 10% herbicide and Y be the amount of 50% herbicide. So X plus Y is 200 gallons. The farmer wants to mix the two solutions to get 200 gallons of a solution that is 25% herbicide. Therefore, we take the 0.10 times X plus 0.5 times Y, or 0.50, to get 0.25 times 200, which is 50. Going back to my paper, here are the equations I've come up with. X plus Y equals 200, and 0.1x plus 0.5y equals 50. Okay, well, since X plus Y equals 200, I can easily solve for either X or Y. I'll solve for Y. This gives me Y equals 200 minus X. I plug that into my other equation, and I get 0.1x plus 0.5 times 200 minus x equals 50. Okay, well, that's 0.1x plus 0.5 times 200 is 100, minus 0.5x equals 50. Now I can subtract, I can combine like terms and subtract 100 from both sides of the equation. So that gives me negative 0.4x equals negative 50. If I divide both sides of the equation by negative 0.4, (50) divided by 0.4 is 125. So X is 125 gallons. Then, since X plus Y equals 200, that means that 125 plus Y equals 200. So Y equals 200 minus 125, which is 75. The best way to check this is to plug this information into our second equation. 0.1x, 0.1 times 125, plus 0.5y, 0.5 times 75, is 12.5 plus 37.5. When we add those two numbers together, we get 50. There we go. That tells us that our solution is correct. Finally, we've got one more equation, one more problem to look at. Rosita has $5,500 to invest and for tax purposes wants to earn exactly $500 interest for 1 year. She wants to invest part at 10% at the remainder and the remainder at 5%. How much must she invest at each interest rate to earn exactly $500 interest in 1 year? Well, again, here we've got a situation where we know the total that we're going to invest. She's going to invest $5,500. And we'll say that X is the amount that she invests at 10% and Y the amount she invests at 5%. So this is X plus Y equals 5,500 and 0.10x plus 0.05y, that's 10% and 5% as decimals, is equal to 500. So that gives us these equations. Let's move that down a bit so you can see the whole thing. X plus Y equals 5,500 and 0.10x plus 0.05y equals 500. Well, the first thing we can do is solve for either X or Y. It doesn't matter which. I will solve for Y just because. That's the way I do things. So I get X equals 5,500 minus Y. I can plug that. Sorry, I meant to solve for Y. I solved for X. We'll just go with it that way. That's 0.10 times 5,500 minus Y plus 0.05 Y equals 500. Okay, I will multiply everything in here by 0.10, which gives us 550 minus 0.10y plus 0.05y equals 500. Combine like terms and subtract 550 from both sides. I'm left with negative 0.05y equals negative 50. Therefore, 0.05y equals 50. And then divide both sides by 0.05. And I get y equals 1,000. Well then, if y equals 1,000, x equals 4,500. We can double check this by plugging this into our original equation. We'll use this one. 0.10 times 4,500 plus 0.05 times 1,000 is 450 plus 50, which is certainly equal to 500. That's it. We are done with this problem. We're done with this chapter. If you have any questions, please get in touch and I will be happy to answer them.